you guys, and welcome back with the performative action of my December daily. And the reason why I say this is performative is because even though I take my insert out of my traveler's notebook every day, reality is it's thicker than my actual traveler's notebook. So there's just I do keep it in there sometimes to like kind of hold it shut, but at the same time this is going to be out of the traveler's notebook very soon because it is too thick to be kept in here. And the second performative action is that this is like tied up so neatly in a bow. And of course I didn't keep it this way. I mean, I intend to keep it this way, but it's not like I tied it up in a cute bow like this for every single day for December daily. But I will when I finally eventually finish this insert. As you may have noticed, I do have a couple of pages left, which is not a lot, but I do have some December memories that I intend to keep and maybe a little bit of journaling, but I wanted to keep these private for myself because we already have kind of like 25 spreads available here for viewing on the internet. So I thought I would do a couple for myself at the end with some memories, some personal ones such as me with a really cute dog of my friends. And I've been using my Polaroids a lot, although I'm still learning how to use them because as you can see, I completely overexposed this film probably when it was developing. I try to keep this one of myself not overexposed, but still you could say that I am not exactly in focus or the exposure is like really off. So I will try and put this Instax camera, it's the Instax Mini 7 in case you're curious, to good use in the following days of December. But in the meantime, we're gonna go through what actually happened. So we're gonna start at the very beginning, Sound of Music style, as Julie Andrews would say. Oh, here is our beginning. This feels like a lifetime ago, and the first few spreads here are my actually personal spreads that I didn't end up really using my traveler's notebook for, so I still stuck to my regular bullet journal, which is the Leuchtturm. So I decided I would use this insert to do December daily. And this is how we started. I think this is kind of the birth of the whole December daily 2022 because we've got this gold accent that I decided I would use for the whole month. I decided that I would number every single day with a gold number. And then I decided that I would do a little bit of illustration and using a brush pen, which is this Unipin fine liner brush, to write everything because it forces me to be a little bit more careful or bigger with my text, even though I guess it's still quite small, and do the lettering for everything. So there will be every single spread was documented on a playlist linked up here, which I think you can go through in detail, but I think I'm just here to talk about like having gone through this every day, what I've learned. And I think I've learned that I actually really enjoy this process of journaling, doing an illustrated journal, which is so interesting because I've been keeping up my journaling habit, which is writing basically every single morning in this super thick. This is actually my third, I believe, or my fourth 400 page Galen leather Tomoe River notebook. It's just blank pages, but I just write in it with Organic Studio Nitrogen, and I write in it every single morning or anytime I'm going through like I need to emotionally process something. But I didn't realize that like doing some creative stuff like this is also really fulfilling for me. Like I get a really good feeling out of it, and I feel like I could really express myself. So I think I might continue to do this going forward. I don't know if I would document it online per se, maybe during certain months, but I don't know. I just tend to keep like a lot of things private to myself. So even here, I like, you may know that I've withheld the identities of basically everyone that was involved. I just don't really like putting my life out there on the internet, which is kind of weird because this is basically what I'm doing. So I think I will stick with my plein air videos, but I don't know. If you guys like really enjoy my illustrated journal content, like let me know, because I can always do a sanitized version of my journaling online. And to be honest, I still enjoy the process, like the creative process of it. And I can always keep my private stuff for another separate journal that I will keep to myself. But yeah, I think I spent like the last 25 days experimenting with so many different kinds of spreads. I found myself collecting a lot more ephemera. Like, let me just show you something. Today I went to an exhibition in what's called Daegun. It's kind of like a heritage prisoner turned. Oh, it's actually the same place where I went here, but in a different hall. They had like a different exhibition that just started on December 24th. And I found myself like collecting this and reading through this and everything. And I don't know, I think just journaling or knowing that I am going to document my day in something has made me a little bit more conscious and a little bit more curious about my day. Being like, oh, what am I actually like attending? What am I actually doing here? What's going on? Like, I think previously I would not even know that this is the place that I was going to glam or do water sports in. But now I have an excuse to, well, not have an excuse, but now illustrated journaling has given me a reason to be a little bit more present and understand a little bit more about what's going on around me. And it has also taught me to document like the really regular stuff, which I didn't really think was special, but I might not use these tech equipment in just a year's time, and I would look back and these would be super, super interesting to me. Like this schedule especially, I think kind of like a day in the life it's one of the most interesting things to me because it really shows how a person, for me, like at this point in time, what my priorities are, which is, you can see that there's food there, there's sketching there. These are a priority for me. Working out, it's like there in my daily life and it will change over time. So it's kind of a good snapshot of a life, which I really enjoy. And also daily things that I feel like I'm kind of the opposite of Instagram, like because everyone documents their coffee. I don't want to, but I also drink coffee every day. So it's also like good to record this because why am I not documenting it just because everyone else is already like, this is my life too, like, so it makes me feel a little bit more conscious about my habits as well. And I think things like this where I am documenting like a certain statistic for me for an activity at this point will be really fun to look back on. I've also done a little bit of food illustration, which I was really nervous about, but I think it still turned out quite okay. Started doing on day 9, started becoming a little bit more creative with my found ephemera, using like a shopping bag and some bold colors. And picking up booklets, which I would never have read to begin with. And I also found it to be so convenient to keep all my ephemera. Because I think previously I would take this and I would just chuck it in the trash. Like I wouldn't even like think about keeping it. This is a special way to keep memories. And I kind of like it. I know I wanted to write more about my information diet, but I think I've given up on like doing listicles. But this is a good spread. I'm glad I picked podcasts to start with because I really do love podcasts and I listen to them a lot. And it also forced me to understand my watercolor skills better. Oh, this is the same dog. Oh, maybe I should put it here. Yeah, actually, let's do that. I am going to grab a washi tape. And although it's not from the same day, but it is the same dog. So why not? Aw. I'm actually really glad that this is there. That's cool. And then yeah, it got me really comfortable with sketching out and like really taking pictures of day to day and also looking at people who are not me but like what I saw. So essentially it's literally, I'm not just journaling about myself but also about what's around me. Simple things like work, clothes tags. I don't know, maybe in 5 years I wouldn't be wearing these clothes anymore. But I think it's just gotten me to express myself a lot more creatively than I've never done before. Like I think this is my first, I think I mentioned, right, this is my first ever illustrated journal. And this is the longest streak of illustrated journaling that I've done. I think I've tried to do it a couple of years ago. I think inspired by Samantha Dion Baker, and I completely failed. So I'm glad I was able to get through this a second time around. I'm thinking for the rest of my spreads, I would maybe focus up on maybe like other lists, for example, like what gifts I got people and what are the other Christmas cards that I receive. I think I would probably like to keep and document that. And I even experimented with new stuff such as transfer stickers, which I never would have tried had I not actually like done December daily. So I'm really glad. I think like when you iterate enough to a certain point, you've kind of exhausted all your normal options, so you have to look at some new alternatives. So I think this is what happened with me. And yeah, I also just want to say like thanks so much for joining me on 25 days of December daily. I think I learned a lot about journaling in general, and I'm so glad to have shared this with my online planner friends. And I'm glad to share it with you now too. Alright, so now for the last performative action of the day is we're gonna tie this back in. Thanks so much again for tuning in for this video in particular. Let me know as we're going into the new year, what kind of content that you are curious to see. I already have some content as well planned for 2023, but I don't know, I'm still pretty new to this whole YouTube thing. Like this would be 2023 will be my second year on YouTube, which is kind of crazy to say because like last year I thought if I started a YouTube channel that would be kind of wild, but I did it. I'm proud that I did it. I was just talking to a friend today and she was asking me what year I think this chapter is in my life, and I said like it's a year of growth because I did quite a lot. I changed jobs and I even started my YouTube channel. I was exploring a couple of different like career options, I think in my personal life as well, but YouTube was a major part of it. Like I was counting, I think this is like my 80th something video that I recorded. Of course not everything ends up being published, but it's great because it means that I did flex my creative muscles in a way that I was never able to in all my prior years of my life. And I'm quite excited to keep this challenge going. I'm so happy I did this. Alright, but that's going to be it from me today. I'll probably catch you guys in the next one, which will be back to plein air videos. And if I don't get to chat with you in the meantime, hope you have a happy holiday. And I'll see you guys in 2023. Bye!